Excellency Ms. Kada Bashir Ali, Minister of Education, Culture and Higher Education of Somalia. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Mr. President of the General Conference, Mr. Chairman of the Executive Board, honorable ministers, ambassadors, delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I bring you greetings from Somalia and our President, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, and our Prime Minister, Omar Abdul Rashid. Mr. President, let me give you a quick glance of the realities of Somalia. As you might know, Somalia is a post-conflict fragile nation recovering from 22 years of conflict. We have now moved from a transitional government to a federal system of government. In Somalia, we are committed to bring change to our nation. But we all know change does not come easy. Change brings tension and resistance to new ideas and systems. Just to give you a quick example, for this year, for the first time, we instituted centralized exams in Somalia, and our, excuse me, and our ministry was bombed as a resistance to the centralized exams. However, despite all the challenges we have hope. Coming from the abyss of violence, we cannot have anything but hope. Somalia, in a way, Mr. President, is a success story. We are a country with great potential and great possibilities. In the education sector, our government, led by our President and Prime Ministers, we are committed to provide access to quality education for all Somali children in an equitable manner. Currently, Mr. President, education in Somalia is a privilege. It's not a right. Only children whose parents can afford to pay for school fees go to school. And the numbers of children that are out of school, excuse me, and the numbers of children that are out of school are staggering. According to a recent population estimation conducted by our Minister of Planning, 70% of our children, our population in Somalia is under the age of 7. 46% of those are between the age of 1 and 14. And 70% of those children are out of school. Given these figures, reform for us is an urgent mandate. We cannot afford to wait. We want to provide for our children and our people good quality, accessible, basic education, economic livelihood and opportunities for our youth, sustainable technical vocational education that leads to livelihood and opportunities. But most important of it all, Mr. President, we want to provide a counter narrative to respond to violent extremism. Our youth are being radicalized and recruited to join destabilizing activities. We must find a solution. We're also using a great number of our youth in the seas. They are migrating and leaving our nation and look for other opportunities. Girls' education is a personal and professional priority of mine. As a woman, I am committed to increase the numbers of girls in the schools. Transparency and accountability are also one of our priorities. In order to achieve this, we must have a uniform curriculum that can produce productive citizens for our country. We must have qualified teachers, safe schools and learning environments, effective teaching and learning material that are socially and culturally appropriate. We also need to restructure our cultural identity and heritage. As you might know, Mr. President, with war, you lose everything. And we have lost our culture, our language, and our customs. We need to restore those and to bring them at the forefront of our agenda. We need to increase, to produce also quality data. We all know, Mr. President, that peace and stability lead to social and economic development. And these are priorities for our government. We are committed to peace and stability despite all the odds. However, we cannot embark on this journey by ourselves without your help. We are grateful for UNESCO and other donor agencies for the good work you are doing in support of our people. Education is an important factor to eradicate poverty and radicalization, and we must collectively respond to these needs. As an African proverb says, a journey of 1,000 steps begins with the first one. Let's take this first step together. Thank you very much.